everyone, welcome back to Kath's Kitchen. What I'm going to do today is mutton biryani and veg biryani. So for that I will need to make my own homemade biryani masala, 15 whole red chilies, 2 tablespoons of cumin seed, 2 tablespoons of coriander powder, 1 dry lime, 1 teaspoon of fennel seed, half a nutmeg, 1 star anise, 15 cloves, 8 cardamoms, green cardamoms, 2 black cardamom, couple of inches of cinnamon, 2 pieces of mace, 8 bay leaves, 10 plums, dry plums, and then 8 cloves, 8 green cardamoms, teaspoon of red chili, 2 teaspoons of salt, half a teaspoon of turmeric. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend all of these ingredients, then mix these after the ingredients have been blended. Then I'll mix these and then mix with 2 teaspoons of kevra essence, and that will make our homemade biryani masala. Let's start. So we just blended this korma masala. It's quite hot. You can feel the chili fumes coming up. So in that we're going to mix half a teaspoon of turmeric, 2 teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of chili powder, cloves, black peppercorn half a teaspoon, cardamoms, and dry plums. I'm going to have to use a spoon, otherwise it's very hot. So before we mix, I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of kevra essence, after we mixed up the kevra mix, mix it all really well. This will store in your jar for several months. So when we do the biryani now, we will only need few teaspoons of it. So we're going to store this in this glass jar. This is amazing biryani masala, and you know that there's no colors, there's no rubbish in there. It's just pure spices. Our masala is already done. So now we're going to boil this lamb with garlic ginger, 2 tablespoons of garam masala, 2 tablespoons of salt. So one more reminder, I've just used the garam masala and garlic ginger in my lamb to boil it. If you don't know how to make garam masala, if you look at my episode 1 where I showed how to make garam masala, and also I showed how to make garlic ginger, but in my last episode I used turmeric, fresh turmeric with the garlic ginger, but today I didn't need color, so I've just grinded 100 grams of garlic, 100 grams of ginger. In that I put 2 tablespoons of oil and water, and then just blended it. So that's very simple. So to see how it's done, please go back to my episode 1. I'm going to show you how to make masala for vegetable biryani and also for mutton biryani. So come with me, I will show you how to make the masalas, and I will show you exactly what goes in there. For my veg biryani and mutton biryani, I'm going to fry some onions and add some other herbs and spices before I add lamb for the mutton biryani and vegetable for the vegetable biryani. So we'll start by using 1 cup of oil, one and a half for the mutton, 1.5. 2 big onions for the vegetable biryani, and 5 big onions finely chopped for the mutton biryani. In that we're going to add a tablespoon of cumin seed, 1.5 tablespoon cumin seed for the mutton. You can see there's quite a bit of oil in here. So once we add all the ingredients, it will be okay. While the onions are frying for both the biryanis, veg and mutton, I've got 2 kgs of mutton boiling in water garlic, ginger, garam masala and salt until it's soft and tender, and then we will drain the mutton, keep the water aside for rice, and then we will add the mutton to this. So wait for that. For veg biryani I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of biryani masala, half a teaspoon chili powder, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of garam masala. Our onion for mutton biryani is ready as well. So we're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4 teaspoons of garlic ginger. We will add our potatoes. This one is ready. Now we have to wait for the mutton to be done. Once the mutton is done, we will add mutton to that and all the spices. In the meantime, we'll carry on with the vegetable biryani. We are now going to add mushrooms. I'm going to reduce the heat and cover it again. We'll wait till the potatoes are cooked, then we'll add our other ingredients. So while our mutton is boiling, our potatoes and mushrooms are cooking for veg biryani. Our onions are fried and ready to go for mutton biryani. And in the meantime, I'm going to soak these rice. So we will need 4 cups of extra long basmati rice. 2, 3, 4, and 1.5 cup for veg biryani. 1.5 cup. I'm going to soak these for at least an hour, and then for our veg biryani I'm going to boil these just little bit undercook, so that when we lay the rice and the veg and leave it on low heat, they will continue to cook and they won't get over soft. For mutton biryani, I'm going to soak these rice and then I'm going to fry them and cook them in the stock that come out of our mutton, and then they will be fried rice. We can't do that with vegetarian because vegetarian people won't like mutton stock in there. So lamb is still cooking, our rice is soaking, spices are all ready. Once the lamb is cooked and tender, we're going to add it to our fried onion, and to lamb we will add 4 green chilies, tablespoon of salt, tablespoon of red chili powder, tablespoon of garam masala, and 3 tablespoons of our korma masala that we just made earlier. So we set that aside, and for the layers, in each layer I will sprinkle a little bit of tomato and a little bit of these bullet chilies. They need to be quite chunky, otherwise they'll just melt into masala. Then for these bullet chilies, you need to cut them on a slant, so they're quite chunky. They will also go on top of our cooked lamb curry, in between the layers of rice and lamb. Set that aside. So these 2 things will go in the biryani. In the meantime, we are going to make some raita. For the rest of the vegetable biryani, I'm going to add 1 chopped tomato, 2 bullet chilies, 1 green pepper and 1 red pepper. So I'm going to add them into the rest of the ingredients. So the paneer has been cooking, it's taken up all the flavors. I let it cook for about 10 minutes, and now I've added the rest of the ingredients: tomato, peppers and bullet chili. So that I've mixed it all up with the spices and I've turned it off. You don't need to cook those, because when you lay the rice and the spicy vegetables and leave it on the low heat to steam to come up, they will get cooked anyway, so you don't want to overcook those vegetables. I've cut half a cucumber, 1 tomato, medium size, 2 tablespoons of mint, fresh mint from the garden, half an onion finely chopped, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of grounded cumin seed. So I'm going to mix all of that to make raita. To that I'm going to add this cucumber, tomato, mint, onion, salt and cumin. At this point, if you wish, you can add green chilies, but I think our chilies are going to be quite hot in our biryani, so I don't think I should add any more chilies to this, but you can. So our veg biryani mix is ready. Vegetables are cooked. Now I'm boiling some water to boil the rice to put on this. Our onion and garlic ginger has been sweating and cooking for a while, and our lamb is cooked too. It's nice and tender. So I'm going to move this out of the way until the rice are boiling. Now I'm going to add this lamb to this pan. This has been boiling for about half an hour or just over, and lamb is lovely and tender. We are going to keep that stock aside to cook our rice in. Just added our lamb to garlic ginger and onion, fried onions. I'm going to add 1 ladle of stock from the... So I've already explained to you what these ingredients are. Additional ones are 2 tablespoons of lime from the fresh lime, 1 big tablespoon of yogurt, and then all those spices that we measured earlier will be going in there. 1 more ladle of stock. So at this stage you can just do a spice test to see if there's anything you need more or less. Well, you can't take it out, but just more. Perfect. So now we're going to fry our rice for the biryani, and we're going to use a couple of ingredients. First we're going to add 3/4 cup of oil. And remember, there's no onion in the rice. 1.5 teaspoon of cumin seed. So our oil has been heating, our cumin has been roasted. To that we're going to add cubed 4 potatoes. So our potatoes and our rice will cook all together. Then we will layer up the lamb. And at the same time, we have some water that's been boiling for our boiled rice. Pull it forward. So that's 1.5 cup of rice. Before I add rice, I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt. As our rice are done, we'll start layering both of the biryanis. So this korma that I made for biryani, this can be eaten as it is right now with naan and salad, or you can just put the other ingredients, mint, coriander, tomatoes and chilies, and layer up the rice. So this mutton is quite dry now, but when we layer up with rice, we're going to add tomatoes in the middle and the jalapenos and rice. So the steam from the tomato will create gravy and juice, so that will be okay. So we get our pan ready for vegetarian biryani. Start layering it up. This mutton is just done. Now we're going to switch it off and wait for our rice to be done. So that's ready. Switched it off. Okay, like this. Done. Going to drain this water out. Vegetables. And the rest of the rice. We're going to finish this off by sprinkling some color, some coriander. We're going to sprinkle some fried onions. You don't need to get into frying all those onions. You can we get ready made. I'm turning this rice down for a bit. The water has been dried. Onto that, a little bit of food color, just a drop, almost less than a pinch. And I will cover it so when the steam is built, the color will get cooked. Also the orange color, just very small pinch, and then cover it with the rice. Now we're going to cover this. I'll switch it back on. To be on low, just need a little drop of ghee on top. I would say 1 tablespoon. That's it. Done. So now we are going to layer up the mutton biryani. Right, so these rice are done now. So I'm going to take them out of the pan and start making layers. So we have enough rice in here to make 1 layer. We're going to do exactly the same thing what we did with the veg biryani. Start layering up some of these tomatoes, some of these chilies, repeat, a bit of mint, coriander, chilies, and tomatoes again. So a bit of fried onions, a drop of color, less than a 1/4 teaspoon. So we've colored the rice and cover them. We're going to cover this and let it steam. So about 10 minutes we need to steam that. Once the steam comes up, it's ready. I'm going to show you non-alcoholic punch that goes really well with biryani or any spicy foods, because if you feel chili hot, then this will cool you down. So let's make this. Ice. Then we have half a lime, 1 tangerine and 1 green Granny Smith apple. To that we're going to add some orange juice, about a glass of orange juice, and we're going to top it up with lemonade, and we pour it from height so we get lots and lots of bubbles. Beautiful. And all the flavors from the fruits will come out with lemonade. And this is going to be delicious. Let's try. Wow. Really delicious. Hi, I hope you enjoyed cooking biryanis with me. So today we made veg biryani, mutton biryani, salad raita and fruit punch. So until next time, goodbye from me, from Kath's Kitchen, and I hope you will like, subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you from Kath's Kitchen.